All right, we are spawning in here to Winter's Gate in the bottom right-hand side. In the yellow trunks, it is none other than Misery Theory. And in the top left-hand side, a random ass Zerg. It's Barcode. What do you want? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Winter's Gate. Really a fan of this map, actually. A lot of really interesting features, such as there is a choke here with a rock that can be opened up. Now, you can go through it, but there's going to be a slow zone. So this is definitely more defendable than it looks, for sure. But the main entrance to the natural is going to be this one, and it's actually quite small as well. So there's a lot of ways to attack, but they're all kind of small at the same time. So it's not the easiest way to go into the offensive on this map, even though it is kind of a really short rush distance as well. Now, I've heard actually this map was actually made in a couple hours, so this is a very straight up, simple, short map. Didn't take too much time. The textures are very simple, they're very effective as well. And the Misery not taking any chances, as do Ion Ladder, especially on NA. You do SCV scout every single Zerg, or you're gonna absolutely regret it immediately. The spawning pool going here for the Zerg. Pretty much after the hatchery, though, so this is not going to be like any early pool, and even if it was, Misery would be able to scout it at that point. Looks like Misery going to be taking his own expansion as well, pretty much going for a Reaper expand with the 16 gas and not the 15. This allows us to know that he is going to be playing it as safe as possible, especially on the NA ladder. Definitely going to go for that extra Marine for defense just in case, because he does not want to bring back that Reaper home. Now, the only time where you can pretty much not scout and go gas first at the same time also is definitely a mind game when you absolutely know the player by heart. But on the ladder, especially Barcode, don't want to take that chance. And he's going to go for a Marine right after that, and a Factory is going to be dropped down right after as well. Probably going to go into Hellions, and 6 Zerglings coming in here for the Barcode Zerg. I wonder what I should call him. What should I call this man? I'm gonna call him Red. Fuck it. Call him Red. Alright. If it's their Barcode, it's gonna be their color, okay? I'm just gonna objectify them by their color. The Reaper actually coming in here. Ooh, looks like Red's Zerglings is actually gonna go around here and almost take out that Reaper. Oh, that SCV is still blocking it. It is like a really early hatchery, though, so it's not that much of a block, but it is kind of still annoying as well. We do see that he's almost at 700 minerals and finally going down, so he was not spending his money. He wasn't even making drones behind this, and he kind of does it after, but, you know, could have had them before. But the Reaper actually still lives here and keeps going with that aggression. He's going to be able to pick off pretty much everything here as speed kind of picks up really, really late here. I don't know if he forgot about it. I think kind of a little bit, because he's at 50 and he just started it as well. The Reaper can kind of just go here and just pick off as many Zerglings as it wants. Starport already going down for Misery. Hellions as well on the way. Now, Hellions versus speedless Zerglings, that's going to be a rough day completely. And the Reaper trying to poke in here. He's going to try and take off the creep trooper. We're like, no, he's just going to do a little bit of chip damage. He does have to not lose that Reaper. It's a really important tool to be able to scout the rest of what is happening. And also how many units that Red is actually making right now. He does not scout, I don't think, the mineral line, but he's about to. Roachhorn going down, though. This is an information that Misery does not have, and it can be a critical one as well. As a Roachhorn versus Hellions can be really strong. Stim going down, though, as well. Not a Banshee here. Going to be a Liberator instead, which I do prefer the Banshee versus the Roaches, as it can do more sustained damage and more consistent damage as well, and follow the Roaches around as they try and attack you. But the Liberator is still very strong in the defensive, but it depends how he's going to use it as well. He's going to be sending that Reaper here with 2 Hellions. Does scout the natural, though. Not the natural, the third base. And he's going to see an Overlord. And if he stays long enough as a Zergling, which might tick him off and saying, hey, none of these are drones. It's kind of suspicious. And the Zerglings might be able to try and go around for a surround here. Oh my god, that's a really strong surround by Red. Taking out those 2 Hellions and the Reaper. That's massive map control. Going over the Red side, and now he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He has so much vision around the map. He has the entire middle section, even with the Zerglings going across the middle here through the slow zone, and he does spot the Liberator as well. It's really, really strong. And he's going to be getting surround on, not quite. That was a really good surround at first, but he didn't quite attack at the right time. A lot of the Hellions go down, though, and all the Hellions, is he going to get it? No, not quite. that Helm went down, I think it would have been very worth it, but I think it's almost even at this point. 2 Hellions for all those Zerglings, probably. Stim on the way. He does not have a lot of production. He does have a lot of economy on the way, though. 3rd Command Center on the way, as well as the Baneling Nest. Now, both their techs are... now, this is it. Like, Red's... Red's, like, tech is behind, but his production is way farther ahead. In terms of economy, I'd say they're probably roughly equal at this point. He doesn't have a Spore Crawler though, so this is gonna be kind of hard to defend all these bases. He's gonna have to really micro those queens perfectly, and it looks like he is getting them into position, and definitely just going pretty much towards the 3rd base where there is no queens. Actually, there is one, but it's a fantastic position. But actually hitting it from the backside though, not killing that many drones in total. Kind of just 4 in total for that Liberator. It's really, really strong. Those Zerglings trying to get through the front, but walled in just in time here by Misery. He has to make sure that those Zerglings do not walk in, as he does see it with this Overlord. He knows when those Deepers are down or when they're up. This is why, basically, if you have an Overlord here, you kind of want to lower this depot, just so he never knows if it's going to be down or not. He does spot a lot of vision on the map. This is what's really great about Red's position, but oh my god, this Liberator actually coming back here, doing way more damage, and this is starting to actually add up. Now this is what I call economic damage. I guess it's 14, 15, 16 drones going down, and all of a sudden, Misery's pretty much on par with Workers with the Zerg player, and that's really strong, even taking the supply lead at that point. And remember how I said that production was kind of behind? Well, now it's kind of equal, as he kind of forced... he forced Red to make more drones. So less units, so less army, less production. He's making 12 drones at a time, though. He's going to try and rush for that kind of 70 drone count. Is he going to get it on time, though? If he does do a timing push and does spot that he's droning this hard, this might be a bad idea. And Misery might be able to hit some sort of a timing here. The Marines are outside, though. The Medivacs are out, so they are safe just in case. But if they were alone there, I was kind of worried for a second, because he might get surrounded and stuff like that. Queens pushing the Kree even more forward, and the Overlord spread. Fantastic for the Zerg as well, really spotting those drops as far gone as possible. Maybe just a small hill here at the bottom side, but this one really in a nice position, getting those 2 entrances at the same time. Double drop going in here, going to be spotted immediately by those queens, but dropping down, and if he kills those Kree queens, he's going to get kind of ahead here on territory, as he is starting to pick off a lot of group tumors. Ooh, those are a lot of fresh group tumors right there. And that's going to be a really good victory. 1 scan for all of those, definitely worth it. That was 50 energy for 2 queens, and what, like, probably 200 energy worth of creep tumors? Yeah, dude. That was hardcore. A lot of Banelings, though. Baneling speed already finished, and the Overlord speed pretty much done as well. 15 more drones. He's actually going absolutely ham now. He wants to saturate this, and I 100% after this, mass Zergling Baneling. But Misery's not putting on the pressure right now. He is waiting, and now 81 drones are out for the Zerg player. This is going to be dangerous, but he is staying on that Ling of Bane. We do start to see Hydras on the way, but I'm not sure if that's the correct answer right now, as 2 tanks are out and +1 vehicles is on the way as well. Now, once +1 is done, that's going to be a little bit, but once it's combined with 2-2, that's when it becomes really powerful. And if he gets +2 vehicle weapons, that's when tanks will absolutely shred everything on the ground. That +2 is such an important upgrade to get. Not going to be losing anything here. Going to be going for the double prong as well is Misery. Going to the main base, and he is pulling them quite far down here. He does know that there's an Overlord here, and the Zerg... Is he going to pull the army towards the bottom? I guess so. He does pretty much see it straight up right now with that Overlord. Does he react to it, though? Looks like he doesn't. He doesn't actually spot it on the minimap. And he, oh, man, letting those Marines are really, really powerful. He's going to be going into the main base here. He's going to be killing... yeah, definitely going for the drones first. 2 drones going down. Focusing the Queen down. Getting more drones as well. Pretty much 8 going down. A total of 24 right now. Now, the Hydras are coming in here. They're probably going to be able to clean this up, but definitely not kill any of these, as the boost does actually come off cooldown for the Medivacs. Overlord, still vision. Vision is still good for the for Red, but he does need to pay attention to that minimap a lot more. He needs to spread his army correctly as well and restart to spread that creep, as he's doing with this Queen here. Very, very nice. He does not. He has to retake all the territory that he loses. Otherwise, he's going to be behind on that map dominance, which he cannot let go right now. Now the base count, pretty solid for red as well. Going, 4 bases onto 5, whereas Misery kind of really powering through on 3 bases and finally going to a 4th base. But who knows when that will be taken. We're going to have a massive push going across the middle of the map here. And if he does get the siege position, it's going to be really strong here. He is slowing. It's going to be a very slow push, but it's a very strong push as well. And it's very strong versus Hydras too. Marine's getting a little bit stuck here, but let's see how red is going to want to engage with all the Hydras on the bottom side as well as the army. Man, this army is really, really big for Misery right now. I'm not sure if red will be able to take this engagement properly. And that drone, sad life right there. When you take the wrong way. He does not see the banelings quite yet, but the creep being cleared quite nicely. The tank's quite far back. He's going to be trying to go for it, but does not know how far the tank line goes, and he's going to be losing so many. This is a really badly timed attack. And now the Hydras are fighting the Marines, which is what the Marines want, kind of. And the banelings hitting the tanks, which they want to hit the Marines instead. It's really badly kind of synced up attack there, but props to Misery for getting that position. This was not easy to engage into, and clearing that creep as well made him not know how many tanks there really were. And it's really hard to take an engagement when you don't quite know how much is there. 3 barracks finally going extra down here for Misery, boosting his production to the next level, which is the 8 barracks production, which is really, really strong, especially going on 3-3. He's going to try and go from the bottom side here. The Zerglings actually killing a lot of the bottom Zerglings, but actually no, the micro pullback, very, really good. And GG comes out of red. That was a solid game by Misery.